Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for Access City Council. I'm your host, City of Las Vegas Communications Director, David Riggleman. Coming up on this show, we're checking in with Ward 2. We'll take a look at what you missed and what's to come. Joining us to discuss this and a whole lot more is our Ward 2 Councilwoman. You know who it is, Victoria Seaman. Welcome back.
Good to be here.
Happy May. We're well into the spring now and headed fast towards summer. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. It was just Christmas.
I know. And yet here we are in the throes of, it's getting warm out there.
It doesn't feel like it,
Yeah.
We've had a lot of rain last week.
Yeah, exactly. But boy, summer's it's coming. It's coming. We know that. So, well, listen, you and I live out in Ward 2. We know that area really well. But for those of you out there not exactly sure where Ward 2 is located, well, don't worry. We're going to show you on the map. It's basically the area, to give you some bearings, it's west of the Rainbow Curve, basically. And if you live out in that area or work in that area, then, of course, you're in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas. And if you are a resident out there, you're represented on the city council by none other than Victoria Seaman. So, yeah, full show today. Let's jump in and talk something about some of this stuff. So, up first, a great tradition that you've started. You've had a couple of these since you were on last time, but your Breakfast Buzz Ward 2 Biz.
Oh, it's my favorite because we really get to meet with constituents and talk about the issues. And I'm very fortunate to have LVMPD, the Summerlin Area Command there, and our marshals. And we always have a good time.
You do. The thing of it is, this started off, I recall that you do it out at different restaurants and things like that. But then you had so many people attend that you had to move it.
We had to move it to one of our city facilities.
Exactly, where it
to
was
accommodate.
A lot larger. And so you've done that. But you did two of these since the last time you were on the show.
Yes.
One in March, one in April. And we can talk a little bit about those.
We had some of the LVMPD come out and talk about their homicide department.
Yeah.
We had our marshals come out with our beautiful canine.
Yeah, that's right.
And drones.
Yeah,
they also came out and
you had the folks
the
come
drone
out and talk
demonstration.
About the drone,
So we've been so fortunate to have Ward 2 constituents come and enjoy all these great presentations.
Yeah.
It's a fun time.
Talk about that a little bit, Councilwoman. For people who aren't familiar with the format, what Breakfast Buzz Ward 2 Biz is, basically it's just an informal way to get together. People can come, ask questions.
Have breakfast. Break bread.
And we always ask that if you RSVP, if you wouldn't mind, because then we make sure we have enough food for you.
And we always have these great presentations either by our marshals
There's the canine
and if we're not having presentations, they're always there to answer public safety questions, because I think the big issue still top of mind for everybody is public safety.
No question. So you get a lot of those questions. We have another one coming up we're going to talk about before the end of the show, one for May.
Yes. But every month.
And these are well attended. I
Very.
mentioned that you used to have maybe 15, 20 people. Now you're getting
40, 50.
Yeah, quite a few. So, well, we have another one coming up. We're going to tell you about that before the end of the half hour here as well. So good stuff. So congratulations on those. And then, Councilwoman, you recently attended a gala for, they called the Neon Gala, and this is for the Shine a Light organization.
Correct.
You presented a proclamation to them. This group works very hard to curb homelessness here in the Valley.
Yeah, a lot of the people that work there and are part of the organization have actually lived on the street and suffered with addiction or mental health. And so they go out daily into the tunnels and give food or try to get these folks into recovery or to treatment.
Right.
And it's just an amazing group. And they did this little neon fundraiser, and it was absolutely a great success.
Yeah, we got some images from that event, and like I say, you presented a proclamation from the city there. But this organization, Councilman, it's interesting. I know that they got a lot of attention. The locations aren't necessarily in the city; they're here in the Valley. But people living in the tunnels, the storm drains that we have under, especially under the Strip. People live in those.
And in these past few weeks when we've had rain, it's very scary because they even have animals in there and themselves, and they can drown.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
It is.
And so this group that goes out to try to save lives, I mean, They do an amazing job here in our city. But yeah, they live in those tunnels.
Yeah.
They feel safer in those tunnels than just being in the elements.
Yeah, and so Shine a Light obviously is doing what they can to try to get those folks into some services, an opportunity to turn things around, and they've had some success. You alluded to one.
Oh, a lot of success.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Because they themselves have lived in the tunnels and have been homeless. One of the main guys who heads the organization, Rob Banghart, spent several years in the streets as a homeless person suffering with addiction. And, you know, he is just the most amazing human being you can ever meet. And he's doing so much for our community in giving back. And so this is an organization that I love to support and love to talk about. If people want to help, give money, or just go out in the tunnels to help them, Shine a Light is your group. They're amazing.
Yeah, they do amazing work. And again, to your point, some of the folks that are affiliated with that organization, hard to believe that they themselves were actually on the street.
Yeah, for a long time.
And goes to show you that people can really change course. Yeah, there are success stories, exactly.
And for them to go out and try to help other people because they understand what they're going through. I mean, for me to go out, and I've gone out in the tunnels, I mean...
Scary.
Yeah, I don't have their story. I can be there, I can help, I can support. But the people who have actually lived that life are a little bit more convincing and can really, they can help them to understand connect and understand that there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, exactly, hence the name. And some of those tunnels are just amazingly extensive, how far back they go, what some of the homeless have down there. It's like a residence almost.
It is.
And of course, then to your point, you get the first big rain, and it's
scary. People
really
have
scary.
died.
Exactly right.
Animals have died, and it's a sad situation.
Yeah, sure is. Well, Councilwoman, speaking of turning things around, you also are very involved with a group called Hope for Prisoners. Kind of the same thing. These are folks who've been in trouble with the law, been incarcerated, but then John Ponder and his group, and he was somebody who he himself had gone to jail, had gotten in trouble with the law, but used that as an opportunity to turn his life around, and now he does that for others. And the reason that you were there is they were celebrating their 15th anniversary.
That's correct. He was supposed to spend his whole life in jail, in prison, I should say, not jail. And, you know, he came out, you know, found a relationship with God, came out, and has changed so many people's lives. The recidivism of people that go back to prison after going through this program is so low.
It's amazing.
It is hard to believe. So it's a miracle what he's doing. And we're so lucky to have them all here right in Las Vegas. These amazing people here in our city.
Yeah. John's group, as Councilwoman alluded to, has had tremendous success. Oftentimes, as I'm sure you're well aware, people go to jail and then they go to jail again and again and again and commit similar crimes, if not the same crime, over and over and over. And it just becomes a revolving door. And John's group works very hard to break that cycle to where you get involved with this group and people take a turn for the better.
And I think the most amazing thing is their relationship with the police.
Yes.
District attorney, judges, because they're all a part of this elected officials. We're all a part of the organization. And so they learn to know that we're real people. Police are real people. And we're their friends, we're not their enemies. And I think this is key to the success.
Yeah. I think John Ponder has a magnetic personality. He's got a convincing story to tell. He's very genuine when you get to know him, and I think that translates not only with people in the community who he's trying to win support of, you know, as the officials, but also the people who are incarcerated. He can really connect with them to get them to listen to his story, and they can have their own success then.
That's right.
Pretty amazing. So, John, congratulations on 15 years at Hope for Prisoners, and here's to the next 15 for you guys.
Yes,
so,
absolutely.
I wish you the very best. And National Day of Prayer. We just had National Day of Prayer. We have a faith initiative that we operate here at the city, connect with community leaders, faith leaders throughout the community of all different faiths. And this is a big event for everybody.
Yes, it is. And the National Day of Prayer, separate from the mayor's old initiative,
Right.
but they're all wonderful and they all do the same thing. They bring community together to pray and to better our community. And I think on the National Day of Prayer, I think they were doing it like nationwide.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
At the White House, they had a
Yeah,
National
yeah,
Day
yeah.
of Prayer. And so I think it's important that people can come and find hope and find community all together.
Yeah.
And it's something we need to continue.
Yeah, the idea is to share your faith. It may not be the same faith.
Doesn't matter.
But we're all together.
We're all together in this.
And that's the idea. So National Day of Prayer. We used to have an event for National Day of Prayer that would take place at City Hall. It would always take place out on the plaza over the years for many
Is that
years.
the one they moved to the historic West Side?
I think so,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
I also attend that every time that we have it because I think it's really important.
Yeah.
And so many different faith leaders from, like you said, all the different religions come to that. And it's important we come together and pray.
Yeah, so some may remember that a few years back, and I guess more than that, it's been a number of years ago, it started off as pray around the flagpole, and wherever you were, organizations, people from that could go around and pray around the flagpole. And then that sort of evolved into the National Day of Prayer, and that's what it's become today. So to your point, yeah, it's marked all across the country, and in Las Vegas, very much so. So we'll be here again before we know it. So. And then, Councilwoman, I love this too. You're very involved with the aquatic community in the Valley, especially out in your ward. And this program is great. We've talked about this in the past. It's called Float Like a Duck.
Float Like a Duck.
You got a presentation for them. This is so important. We're heading into the summer months. People are going to be around the pool. Kids are going to be around the pool. Little kids around the pool. And this program is about being able to teach the kids to float first if they fall in, and then eventually teach them how to swim. Yeah.
And it's a grant. They do.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times a year they do it, but well, I think it is once or twice a year where they'll come in and they'll sponsor us to teach children how to float and then swim.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great program. It's giving back. And we know that drownings happen every year.
They do, and it's so tragic.
Yeah, it can be avoided if we just give all kids the ability to learn how to swim.
Known as the silent killer, because oftentimes a child can fall into the pool and go under, and people can be around and not even realize that that child is drowning.
That's right.
So Float Like a Duck, yeah, it's a great program. The kids, yeah, if they fall in and they're little, they're taught this is how you float.
Yeah.
And then eventually.
And they won't panic, and then
exactly, and somebody can get to them.
Yeah.
And then the other aspect is, of course, part of the thing is that down the road they're going to be taught to swim as well. So be safe around the water. So Float Like a Duck. You know, all of this, Councilwoman, is a nice backdrop to your upgrade at the Pavilion pool. You have quite a bit of work going on out there.
Yeah, the aquatic center, which is going to be really amazing.
Yeah, the groundbreaking back in January.
Yeah.
And
we've been working on that for quite a while, and that is going to be just a game changer for swim tournaments.
Yeah.
That we have the ability to do them now with that new aquatic center. And it's also important because of our sandpipers. There just weren't enough pools to compete and to practice for the Olympics. And we also have the Desert Mermaids, which is an amazing group that they compete all over the world.
They do synchronized swimming.
Synchronized swimming all over. I think they just came back recently from Greece or somewhere. Wow. I mean, they compete all over the world.
All of this, to Councilwoman's point, facilities are in such demand. So our aquatic center is going to be done in about a year. It's scheduled to be finished. And to your point, it'll be a place where we can have some really big swimming events, swimming competitions.
For sure. Yeah.
And we're already doing well. It's going to really give us a leg up in competing with the
can
rest
you
of
imagine?
the world. So
We'll be bringing all the golds home from swimming.
Exactly. We'll be owning them.
Yes.
And then, of course, Councilwoman, we recently celebrated Passover and Easter, and you had a big event. This took place the week before Easter over at Bruce Trent Park. It's the big egg hunt. But this had a tie with the Juvenile Justice Impact Center. Yeah.
Yes, we helped host it. It was at Bruce Trent Park in Ward 2. We had people from the Attorney General's office there. It was a lot of fun, and it's good for the kids.
Now, I see that others are wearing bunny ears, but you didn't have yours on there. So.
No, I don't have any bunny ears, but I'm open.
All right, there you go. Susan Fennick, involved with that organization.
She's amazing.
Talk a little bit about what that group does, Councilwoman. What is their mission?
She's very involved with juveniles that get into trouble, go to juvenile hall. She works a lot with the Attorney General's office. She works a lot with human trafficking, which is part of the problem.
And you've worked closely with her on that. Yeah, several events.
Yeah, so, and she just recently did a short film on juvenile justice. So, again, you look at all these different organizations right here in Las Vegas and what their niche and what they're giving back to the community. And then, I mean, we are a small town in a big city.
Yeah.
I mean,
so true.
I didn't know about, I come from a huge city 20 years ago, and I never saw the kind of things that we do here in our community. And it just makes me so grateful that I'm a part of this city and that I live here.
Yeah, and you're helping push those things along,
for sure.
Through your participation. And then, Councilwoman, we all know, too, no secret that you're also a big supporter of animals and those organizations that support animals. And so Nevada SPCA had their fourth, I love this, the Brunch Bash Yap and Rock event. Brunch Bash Yap and Rock event. So, sounds fun.
Yeah, the way you say it sounds really fun. It actually was. They had great music and great items and a great auction that raised a ton of money for the animals.
Wow. And so this is their fourth annual, and Nevada SPCA, one of the big ones, obviously here in Las Vegas, that provides all kinds of support for animals. They provide microchipping, spay and neutering, finding homes for animals.
And they're a privately funded shelter that does really well for the community. And I'm so proud of the work that they're doing in our community.
They do a great job, along with so many others. Heaven Can Wait, the 5C Community Cat Coalition.
Paws on Patrol that actually goes out and finds these animals that are dumped in the desert. That to me is just heartbreaking that they dump these animals in the desert, but they go out and they find them.
Hearts Alive, another organization.
Hearts Alive
Village does the same thing. So anyway, a lot of folks out there doing their part. And then, Councilwoman, we also want to mention that you work closely with the Summerlin Area Command for Metro, for the police department. And they had a Greek food fest out there. I'm sorry, Greek feast. Greek feast.
It was a feast.
Because you were telling me that one of the officers' mom owns a Greek restaurant.
Vicky. No, she owns Vicky's Diner, but she happens to be Greek, and so she's a great Greek chef, Greek food chef, and I could not believe it was a feast.
Yeah,
they had everything from, baklava to lamb chops to spanakopita. It just went on, and
I got to get invited to that next year.
Well, you have to come because it was amazing. We had a great time. And I just went in for a few minutes, and I wasn't even hungry. But of course, they give you food, and
it's like,
you got to eat. It was just amazing.
Good stuff. So, well, Councilwoman, great support too. I know it means a lot for Metro and the city, that close relationship that you and the Summerlin Area Command have. Just better for the community, good communication.
It is, yeah.
Everybody's on the same page as to what the issues are, where some of the focus needs to be. So it's been a successful partnership.
Yes, and better than that is their relationship with the community.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I've not seen anything like it in that country.
Yeah,
they do
very
work.
hard
They
at
work extra hard on that, and it makes a difference in our community.
And those at Summerlin Area Command, the Greek Feast, they're well fed too, as of the airing of this show. So, well, Councilwoman, we're going to take a quick break here. But we have a lot of events to tell everybody about that are yet to come, and we don't want anybody to miss those. So please stay with us. It's right after this.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Thank you for calling your GED Pep Talk Center. All right, now, are you ready for your GED Pep Talk?
Being nervous is okay. It just shows that you're serious about getting your diploma.
A lot of things are scary. Heck, I'm scared of clowns.
No quiero oír. Danny, no lo puedo hacer.
DMC, life in your pep talk style.
Just keeping it real, Debs, just keeping it real.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
Welcome back, everyone. We are talking all things Ward 2 with Councilwoman Victoria Seaman. I promised before the end of the show we'd talk about the next Breakfast Buzz Ward 2 Biz.
Yes.
So let's do that. It's coming up on Saturday, May 24th. That's Memorial Day weekend.
Yes, it is, and we're very excited about it. And if you're going to come, please RSVP.
Yes.
We want to have enough food for everyone.
Exactly. So let's give everybody the details. This is going to be Saturday, May 24th from 9 to 10 at Veterans Memorial Community Center. And again, we just ask that you RSVP.
Right.
So that, because there's breakfast included in this.
And if you forget, it's okay, you can show up. But we prefer it, Ward 2 at LasVegasNevada.gov.
I'll tell everybody that address before the end of the show as
well.
So again, very informal, great opportunity just to ask questions of you, hear from the law enforcement in the area. Meet your neighbors. Share some issues, both good and bad, that are going on with the Councilwoman. So
get some safety tips.
Safety tips, always good stuff in there. So good stuff there. And then, Councilwoman, I love this next event. We want to make sure everybody knows about this. This is a tradition that goes back many, many years. But Post 76 always marks Memorial Day out at the lakes,
correct,
which is in your ward, by placing the wreath on the water.
That's correct.
Very much like the Navy does. And this takes place on Memorial Day, Monday, May 26th at 9:30, promptly at 9:30 it'll start. So if you want to be out there, you probably want to be there a little in advance of that if you want to see it. But this is where you go out on a boat generally and place the wreath on the water to remember those.
I think it was last year they said, do you want somebody else to go out on the boat? And I'm like, no, I want to go out on the boat. Yeah. I really love being able to place that wreath on the water. Yeah. It just means the world to me. My father was in the Navy.
I know he was, yes, as was mine.
It's yours too, yes. And it's a great honor to our veterans, what we do. And I just wish more people would come out. It's at the lakes. Mm-hmm. We have some snacks there, but it's a beautiful program.
Yeah, it is. It's very nice, very poignant. And folks, let me give you the address here. It's at Lake Sahara South Park. That's 3300 Lake South Drive. 3300 Lake South Drive is the location. And again, it starts promptly at 9:30, so you probably want to be out there a little bit in advance of that if you want to see the ceremony. But if you live in the area, it's definitely worth going out to see and to mark Memorial Day. So
yes.
All right, Councilwoman. Well, good stuff coming up. And then with the Memorial Day, that's the unofficial start of summer. And so
here we are.
Yeah, the years,
Christmas to summer.
I know. And then the year's almost half over at that point. So time flies when you're having fun, for sure. Well, Councilwoman, we want to tell everybody out there, you know, we always want to hear from you. So if there's something you'd like to share with Councilwoman Victoria Seaman, you can give her a call. The number is 702-229-2420, or you can send her an email. That's the address she mentioned. It's ward2@lasvegasnevada.gov, and she or one of her great staff will get right back to you. So good to have you on the program.
Thank you. Good to be here.
We'll see you back in 6 weeks with another update from Ward 2. And boy, we'll be well into the summer next time I see you on this program.
It'll be here before we know it.
For sure, for sure. Councilwoman, good job. We'll see you in 6 weeks. And for everybody else out there, you can also visit our Ward 2 website or subscribe to the Councilwoman's newsletter. I encourage you to do that. You can subscribe to that newsletter by scanning the QR code that you'll see on the screen, and then also in the closing credits of this show. Also, don't miss our next show beginning on Thursday, May 22nd, with Councilwoman Chandra Summers Armstrong. And remember this, City of Las Vegas TV is streaming. You can catch all of our shows on YouTube at City of Las Vegas TV. You can also watch online at lasvegasnevada.gov/connect. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.